Derek and I are just going to go over a few of the really simple basics. And again, this is no gi. This could be where, however the situation happened, we ended up falling to the ground or being pulled to the ground or tripped to the ground, and I ended up falling on my opponent in that side mount position. I need to make sure that he doesn't have a lot of space to get up because I don't want him getting up at this point. So I keep my knee against his hip on this side and my hand against his head. So if he turns toward my hand, it's being blocked here by the elbow. If he turns toward me, it's being blocked by this knee over here. And I'll show you on the opposite side. So I come on this side here. For this drill, there's many ways. This is the drill where he's kind of hugging my back. I have this leg that's closest to his hip against his hip. That prevents him from turning toward me. And I have the opposite elbow against his neck. So if he turns toward his hand, it's being blocked. And I push my weight into his chest. And I just hang tight for a little bit because, again, I want to put that weight on his chest to make him work harder, get his heart rate beating a lot faster than mine. And I'll just hang tight. I'm not in a bad situation unless there's multiple attackers. So this is the first drill. I'm going to go back on the other side so you can see the next progression to it. So again, he's grabbed my belly. I ended up on here. I have my elbow against his neck. I have the opposite knee here. I have my weight on his chest. As I want him to release this hand here. So if I have the strikes here, if I just kind of maul his face, and he gets one hand out because he don't want me trying to choke him or punch him or whatever, so he brings this hand out that's closest to my two hands, of which I'm going to use my body weight, my forehead, my elbow, keep my elbow against his neck again, thumbs over rather than underneath it. Keep the head down here while I go behind his armpit. If I can't get, if there's not enough space by his armpit here, I can just simply come from the side and then bring my elbow over. So I cupped my wrist on my own wrist and then my secondary wrist on his wrist. I keep it tight, I slide it down. We do that Americana, the bent armbar. Sometimes he'll, in that process, he will reach with the other hand and try to secure it. So he's preventing me from doing that Americana. So I'm going to change my focus from this hand and I'm going to start focusing on the other hand. Now you got to make sure that he doesn't buck you off or turn into or pull you into the guard. So again, you want to secure him tight enough so he doesn't have a lot of mobility. So I'm going to take this hand that was under, kind of pin it down here, and I'm in that prayer position here. So I'm not going to worry about this hand, but I want him to keep that grip at this point. I'm going to take the top hand and go under his head, and I'm going to feed it over here. I'm going to grab the pinky, I'm going to grab the wrist, I'm going to use both hands to grab whatever I need to grab. This hand's still on his bicep, so if he tries to punch me, I've got some protection, right? Then I'm going to start pushing my body toward him to get him in the side roll position. Again, can he punch with either hand? Shouldn't be able to. And then from there, I can post up by taking my opposite foot, leaning the weight into him, going over and securing it up on him in his stomach. And I'll just hang tight for a little bit. Can he roll to the right or left? Going to be pretty hard to, right? And I just kind of hang here. If you see you need a strike or you want to spend a lot of time on the ground because there's multiple attackers, I have this option. This is a nice easy finish. If I want to be nice to my partner, I just give him some love taps there just so he's aware that his face is exposed and it's going to be pretty hard for him to protect it. He may put his hand over here and that would be a good defense and kind of turn his head away. But again, he's going to have to think of that in a pretty quick amount of time. If I pull a little bit more, I can roll him on his stomach if I choose to do that. But I kind of like staying in this position here because as long as he can't really move a whole lot, he's wasting energy. And if I need to get up to fight another person, I can do that quickly. Practice that drill.